get the seam ripper out and start over. My name is Lisa, and I'm from a little town called Blair near Wathena, Kansas. Oh my gosh, I don't remember. I was a reluctant quilter. Peer pressure. They made me start. They kept telling me, you can do this, because I would go to quilt shops, with my family, and I'd buy a piece of material here and there, and, oh yeah, you can do this. Here, start with something simple. You can do this. So yeah, I was kind of forced into it.
So that's twofold, peer pressure and a little bit of stubborn.
Yes. Lots of stubborn, probably.
So was it successful when you first started?
Yeah, I never finished it. I got it all sewn together and quilted, but I never put the border around it, so it's still not done.
As of today, it's still not done?
Oh yeah, still not done. I never put the border on it. Actually, I found it today looking for a quilt to bring, and it's like, oh yeah, I never did put the border on that. Oops.
What was the reason you were stubborn? What was your hesitation?
No confidence. I took, home ec and stuff in high school and sewed a few outfits, but never really kept up with it, as the years went by. So, you have a sewing machine because, you gotta have a sewing machine. So I would, patch my husband's work clothes or whatever, but that was about the extent of it. Make a pot holder every once in a while, but. I guess seeing the joy in people's faces when I gift them, because it usually makes people cry, which makes me cry.
Do you have a special memory from a recent quilt gifting?
I give another cousin who I work with, I made a snowman quilt out of scraps I got from my cousin, and each piece, I think about every piece in the quilt was a different snowman, and I give that to her I think last year around Christmas, and oh yeah, the tears were flying, and her grandkids, especially her granddaughter, likes to get the snowman blanket out in the winter so she can wrap up with it and stay warm. Yeah.
Do you enjoy seeing the quilt after the fact being used? Is that a nice little...
Yeah. I tell them, make sure you use it. Don't be afraid to get it dirty. It'll wash. Use it. Enjoy it. Don't put it in a box and leave it set for your kids to find when you're gone.
Tell me about your earliest memory of quilt.
Probably one of my grandma's that I think my dad acquired. And I found it this morning too, actually looking for the quilt that I didn't find to bring. I come across the quilt in the trunk, and it's like, oh yeah, that's Grandma's quilt. Kind of that musty smell, being stored or, in the back room or in the cabinet.
What was the motivation after you finished that one quilt? Mostly finished that one quilt.
Mostly finished.
What was the motivation to make another one?
That it didn't kill me. I could do it. I don't do very intricate pieces and complicated quilts because I don't have that much confidence yet. But it's not as bad as I thought. And I can do it. probably, I don't know, the anticipation of, okay, you get this piece, you get that sewed together, you know, hey, this is looking pretty cool. Maybe this is, you know, it'll be really neat by the time I'm done. And my sister-in-law lives close by, so she's a good objective to run up the street and say, hey, what's this look like? Rip this piece out or start over with another color. I have a niece in Florida that when she comes back to visit, well, you need to come to Florida and you show me how to do this. And there was and I can't remember what the website was that came up on Facebook the other day, and I tagged her on it. That's, you know, step-by-step instructional. Let's start quilting. And she's like, oh my gosh, these are cool. And of course, Missouri Star has awesome, very, very good videos. I think I do. It's a triple barn star that I did with breast cancer awareness material. And my mom had had breast cancer when she was about 63, and my sister found out she had breast cancer when she was about 70, and when I turned 60, I found out I had breast cancer. So, yeah.
Did you happen to make a quilt for them then, or was that?
No, my mom had passed away about 12 years ago, and then I didn't make one for my sister, but I made one for myself, and that's the one I couldn't find today. And I don't know what I did with it. I've probably got 10 at home that I still have for me / gift giving. I've probably give away that many.
What is one thing that you hate about quilting?
Getting things to line up right. Making sure I have them cut all the same and the same seam allowance all the way around. That 1/4 inch seam. Elusive. Because when that doesn't line up, you know, you start, and the dogs run for the other room and hide underneath the bed, and yeah, get the seam ripper out and start over. Is the gift giving and the camaraderie you have, you know, when you get 4 or 5 women in a car and head for a quilt shop, and you know, you have a good time, and you have lunch, and you have, you know, the adventure, I guess, because we've went many places in a van loaded down with women headed to quilt shops.